AI is following an interesting curve here. I don't want to call AI hype, but I do want to call this out. You guys, if you've attended AI webinars, if you've seen some of the Microsoft content, you've probably seen this. This is how long it took specific technologies to reach 100 million users. Mobile phones, 16 years. Compare that to ChatGPT. When ChatGPT went live, within 3 months, it hit 100 million unique users. Now that's really interesting in that there's a lot of interest in what this technology could potentially do, but we've got to be aware that there's this hype cycle, and this is not specific to AI. This is in general. We see this sort of thing and that, ooh, there's a shiny object. There's something coming. It can do anything. If you've experimented with ChatGPT, you've probably been really impressed with some of the things that it's been able to do. Some of its responses look, wow, that's an amazing synthesis, so that's a huge head start. But there's other things you've asked it for where you've been like, oh, that's really not useful at all. And you experimented with it, but you have to go to it to use it. It's not integrated into your workflow. And if you ask yourself, you probably tapered off a little bit. You went and experimented with it, said, hey, what's all the buzz about? And then you realized, okay, it takes some work to actually do it, and your usage has kind of fallen off a little bit. We go into that trough of disillusionment, which is a normal technology adoption life cycle of, great, we tried all these cool things, but it didn't stick. Now we're down here, and then we start moving up this slope of enlightenment where we're trying to figure out how are we going to turn that into a productive tool. The cool part about the Copilot for Microsoft 365, we're trying to bridge that gap. We're trying to get past that slope and say, let's just bring it to where you already work and let you use it in natural ways along the way. Just to illustrate this hype cycle, these are the ChatGPT monthly users over time. So we see that whoop, peak, and then it drops down, and then it starts to level out and balance. We may not hit that same trough because there's this constant influx of people experimenting with the product, wondering what can it do, and it's kind of staying in the public interest, but you aren't hearing it in daily headlines anymore. Similarly, the Google search trends for things like generative AI, boom, big surge of interest, falls off, tapers, and we kind of hit this new level on it. So I think overall, most people are about here when we're talking about AI. They're great. It's a thing. I'm not quite sure what to do with it yet. Maybe I found a couple of use cases. Maybe it's kind of fun to play with, but I'm not actually invested in using it, and I have to go to it to make it work, or it takes a lot of effort to do it. Maybe there are some quick wins where AI is able to be brought into a product or solve a business problem, and it's really sticky for those things, but you recognize it requires maintenance. It doesn't just do it on its own. It's going to require continuing effort to make it work. Many people are about to be here where, well, we go down slope and it's like, yep, AI was very 2022, 2023. They don't necessarily know all the other things that are happening with it, and it has to be a mature product to really start leveraging. So what we really want to get to is right to here. We want to move into where you can actually start using it for business productivity. And that's really what Copilot for Microsoft 365 is about.